This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And we've got a false start in our first run at Yamaha Rookie. Mark Finnest and Kyle West bringing him around for a green. Had a couple of spinners. Cars got together. Going to give this try again next time by. Mark Finnest and Kyle West. Bringing them around for a start. Everybody trying to find their spot. We got a little bit of a gaggle back there in rows 2 and 3. Almost looks like an Indy 500 start. Not sure we should have them 3 wide, but hopefully it looks like we might have them worked out. We've got a green racing into turn 1, and it looks like it's going to be the 05 of Mark Finnest and the 9 of Andrew Castellucci coming out on top. Kyle West gets shuffled back to third as they head down into the back straightaway. Mark Finnest, who's been strong all day long, is strong on the start of this main event, but Andrew Castellucci is right on his bumper. Around turn number 6 and 7 for our first lap of the cadet race. Of the Yamaha Rookie race, I apologize. An 8-lapper. This kid's putting on a pretty good show all day, really, in these wet conditions. It's Mark Finnest in the 05 leading the way, and now Andrew Castellucci gets it sideways, coming through 9 and 10 and loses a lot of ground, believed to Mark Finnest. Let's double check that and make sure it's not Castellucci, but it is Finnest that's out on top. Castellucci falling back, and he's got Kyle West right on his rear bumper. West peeks to the inside and backs away. Griffin Kuntz and Chandler Moran make up the top 5. Back in 6th, it's the number 1 of Carter Cass, followed by Nick Shepard, slowly moving up through the field. Remember, Nick was the fastest yesterday, but Nick, in the rain conditions, has not been as quick. He's trying to find his way through. But early in this Yamaha Rookie race, as he has in both heats, Mark Finnest has found a way to really stretch this thing out. And right now, he is in control early in our Yamaha Rookie main event. Mark Finnest in the 05, your leader. Andrew Castellucci running in second in the number 9. Kyle West in the 25, running in third. Griffin Kuntz and Chandler Moran. That's your top 5 running order. Two laps complete for Mark Finnest in the 05. Second, third, and fourth running close together out there. Kyle West, Griffin Kuntz, and Chandler Moran. Then we got a little bit of a spread back to Carter Cass, Nick Shepard, and Talon Drake. Shepard has worked his way up to 6th position. and is knocking on the door of Carter Cass to try to take over fifth. And we've got one off track trying to find his way back on, and he does, but not until he's lost quite a few positions. Mark Finnis still leading the way. And it looks like, I believe it's cart number 88, Chandler Moran, on a technical DQ, gets the black flag. Tough break for Chandler. Apparently the front nose come off early, and boy, that's a tough one, but it's one of those things that from a safety standpoint you have to enforce, and it is extremely hard to do in a case like this. Tough day of racing out here, that's for sure. A lot of challenges. Mark Finnis really checking out on the field. Second and third now altogether, Griffin Coons and Kyle West. Nick Shepard, who has fought hard all day. He was so fast yesterday, and now Nick Shepard trying to find some speed to work his way up through the field. Halfway home, Mark Finnis, your leader. Griffin Coons runs in second. Kyle West runs in third. In fourth, it's Nick Shepard as he starts to pull away, trying to set his sights on third spot. He's got a long way to go to do that. Carter Cass runs in fifth. Let's go on back in the field. In sixth is the number 18 of Talon Drake. In seventh, the number 91 of Elliot Budzinski. In eighth, the number 9 of Andrew Castellucci. In ninth, the number 8 of Caleb Tate. And in 10th, the number 6 of Mason Main. Mark Finnis leads the way. We are halfway through this one. Lap 5 this time by for Mark Finnis, and he is enjoying a huge lead to the tune of about 6.2 seconds. And turn number 8 is starting to play havoc again. We had 2 or 3 of them spin out down there. Mark Finnis hasn't had any problems, that's for sure. He's got a 7-second lead over Kyle West and Griffin Kuntz. Carter Cass and Elliot Budzinski run 4th and 5th. Nick Shepard in the 20. Well, turn 8 bit him. And he got shuffled back. He is now back in 6th spot, maybe even further back than that. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, he's running in 6th. So Nick Shepard, who was up to 4th, chasing down 3rd place, but not going to be able to do it. White flag is out. 2 more spinners in turn 8. Turn 8 is getting very, very slick. Final lap for our drivers in Yamaha Rookie. looking for our leader, Nick Finnis. We will follow him around and see that he keeps it straight. He hasn't had a problem yet, but this is the final lap, and this is the longest lap for sure. Checkered flag about to come out, heading into turn number 8. Is he going to negotiate turn 8 okay? He does. He's got it figured out of turn 8 into turn 9 and 10, and Nick Finnis has clear sailing into turn 11. And now down the front straightaway, your winner in Yamaha Rookie main event, Nick Finnis. Battle for second rages on. It looks like it's going to be Griffin Coons in the 21 coming by in second. In third, a good run for the 25 of Kyle West. Waiting for the number 1 of Carter Cass to come by. And here comes Carter. He'll cross the line in fourth, followed by the number 20 of Nick Shepard. Boy, that kid fought hard. He really fought hard in that one, but just couldn't quite keep it together. Shepard finishing 5th, Elliot Budzinski 6th, Talon Drake winds up in 7th, followed by Andrew Castellucci in 8th. Caleb Tate gets a top 10 finish in 9th. Brian Tremper Jr. finishes up in 10th. But your winner of our main event in Yamaha Rookie, the 05 of Mark Finnis. When we come back, it will be the cadet class taking to the track for their main event after these brief messages.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a Kart Lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. Driver, chassis, engine. It's the trifecta. If you have them all, you can win. If you're missing one, it's a whole lot harder. If you feel like you're lacking in the power department, it's time to call up DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines. Brian Fisher is DRT Racing's in-house engine builder, and the multi-time WKA road race champion is making big power at DRT's Bluff City, Tennessee location. DRT Racing has a full in-house engine program and a brand new dyno that is already paying off with major horsepower gains and precision tuning. We provide race-winning power plants for stock moto, TAG, Yamaha, and we're also a road tax service center. We offer full dyno services, and we can provide trackside engine service and support at every event we attend. And if you want it all, just match your new Fisher power with a race-winning DR kart. When you slip behind the wheel, you'll know you have everything you need to succeed. To learn more about DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines, give us a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front. this EKN live broadcast of the opening round.
Our cadet class on the track for their main event. Everybody trying to get into their positions. Had a couple off-track events in the warm-up, but it looks like, for the most part, everybody's back where they need to be. Headed down the front straightaway, looking for a green. Green is out. Down into turn one, and we're 3 wide into turn one, and we've got a spin. No one collected yet. Everybody's okay, but the spin was up near the front. Don't have a number on him yet, but it was one of the drivers in the top couple of rows. Austin Schaff got a good start. It looks like maybe either Luke Finnis or Alex Verhagen has slipped around him in turn 4, but those two have checked out early. We'll get you an ID on both those top 2 drivers now. Dylan Tavella in the 14 has moved up. What a start for Dylan Tavella. He started back in like 6th or 7th. Oh, I'm sorry. Dylan Tavella is off track, David? Okay. My bad. Dylan Tavella is off track. Sorry, folks. We better see what we've got coming by on the first lap. A lot of action on this first lap. We had about 3 or 4 spinners, and they were mid-pack. So there was a lot of action going on all around them. As they come by for lap 1, your leader is Alex Verhagen. Austin Schaff in the 18 runs 2nd. Max Kaiser in the 55 runs 3rd. Neil Verhagen in the 91 runs 4th. Garrett Moran in the 8 runs 5th. Connor Cass runs 6th in the number 2, followed by Simon Sakes in 7th, Spike Kolbecker in 8th, Lance Fenderson in 9th, and Sam Mayer in 10th. Number 92, Alex Verhagen, is your leader, but it's a close battle out there between Alex and Austin Schaff, who was the winner of the heat races. Austin Schaff in number 18 on the rear bumper of Alex Verhagen. Schaff and Verhagen trying to draft away from the rest of the field. Max Kaiser in the 55 trying to close back in. And we've got another spinner off track. Looks like it could be the number 9, Lance Fenderson, I believe. Not positive. It looks like Fenderson came off in turn 8. Austin Schaff, Alex Verhagen, Max Kaiser, Garrett Moran, and Neil Verhagen. That's your top 5. There is a 2-cart breakaway. That's Austin Schaff and Alex Verhagen. Then you've got 6 carts running nose to tail, led by the 55 of Max Kaiser. Schaff looking to the outside of Alex Verhagen, entering turn 6. Not going to be able to do it. Verhagen goes a little wide, coming out of 6 into 7. That second group closing in a little bit further. They may very well catch up to the rest of this group here before long. Austin Schaff, your leader. Alex Verhagen runs 2nd. They've got about a 1.3 second advantage over 3rd place Max Kaiser. It's still early. It'll be 3 laps this time by, not quite to the halfway point. And we've got Austin Schaff now leading the way over Alex Verhagen. No, Verhagen's back by. Alex Verhagen slips back by. It's Verhagen and Schaff, 1 and 2. Still Max Kaiser running in 3rd, followed by Garrett Moran and Neil Verhagen. That is your top 5. Down the long back straightaway, and Schaff gets up close for a draft, peeks to the inside, not going to do it there, around turn 4, heading up to turn 5 and 6, and Schaff again right up on the rear bumper of Alex Verhagen, trying to push things along a little bit and spread that gap so it's just a 2-cart race, and so far they've done a pretty good job of that. It'll be halfway home. No, I'm sorry. This is a 10-lapper. It'll be 4 laps in and 6 to go next time by. It's Verhagen in the lead, Alex Verhagen. Then it's Schaff, Kaiser, Moran, and Neil Verhagen running in 5th. On back in the field, in 6th, it's Connor Cass. In 7th, Sam Mayer. In 8th, Simon Sykes. Spike Kolbecker in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Giovanni Vermonte. Your leader as they cross the stripe for lap 4, the 92 of Alex Verhagen. down that long back straightaway one more time. It doesn't appear as though Austin Schaff is that concerned about making the pass as he is just helping Alex Verhagen stretch out the lead, so he only has Verhagen to worry about. And that strategy, well, it's working quite well right now, as they have over a second advantage over third place Max Kaiser. Kaiser keeps it tight going through turn 7, down into the fateful turn 8. Everybody trying to keep a line, and everybody, it looks like Kaiser got a little wide, and it's Kaiser and Neil Verhagen side by side. Verhagen with the crossover move. What a beautiful job by Neil Verhagen. They come out of turn 8 side by side with Verhagen on the outside. They got to turn 9. He backed off and then did the crossover move. And Kaiser got wide coming out of 9. When he did the crossover move, they were side by side heading into turn 10, and he had the line. So Neil Verhagen moves up to third, and a beautiful job of driving. Max Kaiser gets shuffled back to fourth. Garrett Moran is in fifth. The gap, 2.4 seconds from your leader, Alex Verhagen, to third place, Neil Verhagen. Austin Schaff still on the rear bumper of Alex Verhagen, but those two, it appears, will be deciding this one for themselves. We're halfway through this 10-lapper. Alex Verhagen in the 92, still leading the way. Austin Schaff is right there on his rear bumper. No gap between the two. I mean, they are literally bump drafting down the straightaway into turn number 11. Alex Verhagen coming out of there in front, down the front straightaway. Austin Schaff peeks to the inside, tries to make the move into turn 1, and he does it. Verhagen does the crossover. They're side by side down this back straightaway. Can't quite do it, and Austin Schaff, in a bold move, makes the pass. Austin Schaff in the number 18 makes the pass on Alex Verhagen and takes over first position. Alex Verhagen now shuffled back to second spot. Neil Verhagen in third, trying to close in. We've got 6 laps in the books, 4 laps to go. Time starting to run out for that second group. Neil Verhagen trying to pull that group along of Garrett Moran, Sam Mayer, and Simon Sykes so that they can catch up to those top 2. But right now they haven't been able to do that. And for the first time, we've got a gap between first and second. Austin Schaff in the 18 has turned up the boost. They head down the front straightaway, and we now have a gap from first to second of about 10 kart lengths, or roughly 0.7 of a second. That's the biggest gap either one of those have had on the other the entire race. And with only 3 laps remaining, it may be difficult for Alex Verhagen to make up that lost ground. Austin Schaff turned it on, waited till lap 6, made his move to the inside going into turn 1, made the pass, came out of there with a perfect line, and went on to what appears to be a possible victory in this main event in Yamaha Rookie. It'll be the 2 to go sign next time by for Austin Schaff in the number 18. Schaff through turn 8, followed by Alex Verhagen. That second group closing in ever so slightly on Alex, and that would be brother Neil Verhagen in the 91. Neil closing in a little bit, but a good gap between 1, 2, and 3 and back to 4. 2 to go this time by, and the 2 to go sign given to our leader, 18, Austin Schaff. Alex Verhagen doing all he can, tucking up under the steering wheel, giving it all he's got to close in on Austin Schaff, but it doesn't appear as though he's going to be able to do it. It'll be the white flag next time by. 1 to go for Austin Schaff. Boy, he's going to have a great day if he can pull this one off. He was fast qualifier, kind of had this rain figured out, and once I saw the move he put on Verhagen 2 laps ago, I think he was poised to make that move and stretch it out. So a real smart race being run so far by the 18 of Austin Schaff. Through turn number 8, up to turn 9. It'll be the white flag this time by. Your top 5 running order is Austin Schaff in the 18, Alex Verhagen in the 92, 91, Neil Verhagen, followed by Max Kaiser and Sam Mayer. That's your top 5 running order. Here comes Austin Schaff down the front straightaway. He sees the white flag. 1 lap to go for our leader, Austin Schaff. Alex Verhagen, pretty comfortable in second. A comfortable spot in third for Neil Verhagen. The battle right now is for fourth with Max Kaiser and Sam Mayer going nose to tail through 1 and 2 and on into the backstretch. If we have any position changes, I would say it's probably going to be right in that 4th and 5th spot, as those two are going at it pretty hard. And here comes Simon Sykes in the 6th spot. He's closing in as well. And it looks like Kaiser may have gotten wide coming through 4. Not quite sure. There was a position change on back in the pack. That was the number 2. That was Connor Cass. They got wide going through 4, and Connor gets shuffled back a spot. And we've got another off track here. Not sure who that was, but we got the checkered coming out for Austin Schaff in the 18. Your winner, Austin Schaff. Finishing in second, the 92 of Alex Verhagen. Finishing in third, the 55 of Max Kaiser. In fourth, the 6 of Simon Sykes. In fifth, the 22X of Sam Mayer. In sixth, it's Garrett Moran. In seventh, Connor Cass. Neil Verhagen on that last lap gets shuffled all the way back to 8th position in the 91. Giovanni Bramante finishes 9th. And Dylan Tavella in the 14, finishing in 10th position. Your winner of our main event in Yamaha Rookie, the number 18, Austin Schaff. When we come back, it will be Junior's main event.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts.
When it comes to kart stands, you only need to know one word: kart lift. We all know that kart stands are more than just a sideline item at the racetrack. They are a central point in our racing program, and at Kart Lift, kart stands are their business. Since 1999, Kart Lift has been providing karters all over the country with high-quality stands at a common-sense price with customer service that is second to none. All of Kart Lift's stands are designed, handcrafted, and made in America. Kart Lift has proven strong over the years by providing a country of kart racers with any style kart stands they need. We offer everything from the traditional fold-up product to stacker stands to a variety of one-man motorized kart lifts for the racer doing it all on their own. Kart Lift's product line is as diverse as the racers who use them. This year we've added our new Euro Deluxe stand to the product line, which pairs European styling with American functionality. Kart Lift has and continues to be your one-stop shop for all things related to kart stands. Go to kartlift.com to view their long list of products or to find the nearest dealer to you.
Driver, chassis, engine. It's the trifecta. If you have them all, you can win. If you're missing one, it's a whole lot harder. If you feel like you're lacking in the power department, it's time to call DRT Racing and Fisher Racing Engines. Brian Fisher is DRT Racing's in-house engine builder, and the multi-time WKA road race champion is making big power at DRT's Bluff City, Tennessee location. DRT Racing has a full in-house engine program and a brand new dyno that is already paying off with major horsepower gains and precision tuning. We provide race-winning power plants for stock moto, tag, Yamaha, and we're also a road tax service center. We offer full dyno services, and we can provide Trackside engine service and support at every event we attend. And if you want it all, just match your new Fisher power with a race-winning DR kart. When you slip behind the wheel, you'll know you have everything you need to succeed. To learn more about DRT racing and Fisher racing engines, give us a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR karts, Fisher racing engines, and arrive and drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Well, we're back in Mooresville for our third main event of the day. It's our Yamaha Junior class. Starting on the pole will be the 05 of Gresham Wagner. Outside of the front row will be the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr. In rows 2, it'll be the 1 of Mike McAndrews and the 79 of David Malukas. In row number 3, Nolan Rucco and Becker Reardon. In row number 4, we've got Emerson Reed and Emily Hurlbert. In row 5, Joseph Baczynski and Zach Holden. In row number 6, Sheldon Mills and Olivia Horn. In row 7, Davis Durrett and Matt Solarzik. In row number 8, it's Mark Gabriel in row 8. Gresham Wagner and Anthony Ganji Jr. bringing them around for a start. Not everybody presenting themselves to the grid. We have had attrition in all classes today due to the weather. We've got about 10 drivers, it looks like, actually on the course for the start. So we've lost about 5 drivers in this one due to various things. It has been some tough conditions out there for sure. And the rain, it still keeps coming down. We've got track crews all over the place, keeping as much water off the track as they possibly can. It's pretty hard to do at times the way it's been pouring all day here in Mooresville. But they're doing their best, we're doing our best, and the drivers are driving their tails off. And they're doing quite a job putting on a great show. Heading down to turn 11, coming up the front straightaway for a start, it'll be our Yamaha Junior class. Wagner on the inside, Ganji Jr. on the outside, bringing him down. Which one will charge into the first turn in front? Wagner gets a pretty good start. Ganji Jr. looking for a hole. Now he goes high, and it's too wide into turn 1. Ganji Jr. trying to hang on. Backs out just at the right time. Good job there by Ganji Jr. He was in trouble. Now he's back out a little high, gets shuffled back to 4th. So Ganji Jr. now goes from 2nd to 4th. Some bad luck there, but it looks like I think that was McAndrews that got wide in turn 1. Now he's shuffled back. In fact, he's off track right now. Back on track, but well off pace. And we've got 2 more out in the mud in turn 7. Let's gather this back up. It is Gresham Wagner in front, but Becker Reardon in the 7. Mike McAndrews in the 1, and it looks like possibly the 12, Matt Solarzik, all struggling. Not quite sure who the 3rd driver was. It may not be Solarzik. We'll get his number as he comes by. But the 2 of them off in turn number 7. First time by, and it's David Malukas now jumping into 2nd. Ganji Jr. slips inside of Lucas, makes the pass. He takes over 2nd. Gresham Wagner, in the meantime, checking out on the rest of the field. And it was Matt Solarzik that... Actually, Mike McAndrews, Becker Reardon, and Nolan Rucco was the other driver that had the off-track skirmish. So we'll give you a full field rundown here as they come by. We do know that in the lead is Gresham Wagner in the 05. We know that the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr. is running in second. Pretty good gap right now between the two. Another decent gap back to third. And at this point, I believe that's the 79 of David Malukas. I say I believe because there's so much shuffling going on between the times they cross the line that we've got to do this by sight. But it appears to be Malukas running in third. In fourth is the number 2 of Zach Holden. In fifth is the number 10 of Emily Hurlbert. In sixth is the 15 of Sheldon Mills. In seventh, the 81 of Joseph Baczynski. In eighth, the number 7 of Becker Reardon. In ninth, the 23 of Nolan Rucco. In 10th, the number 1 of Mike McAndrews. Four laps complete. Gresham Wagner leads the way in the 05. He has a 2-second advantage over Anthony Ganji Jr. David Malukas in the 79 runs third. He's another 2 seconds behind Ganji. Then it's Zach Holden, 6 seconds back from David Malukas in the fourth position. Sheldon Mills in the 15. He's up to fifth. Becker Reardon runs in sixth. Emily Hurlbert runs seventh. Joseph Baczynski runs eighth. And Nolan Rucco runs ninth. Mike McAndrews runs 10th. Those are the last karts remaining on the racetrack right now in the Yamaha Junior class. Halfway through this main event for Yamaha Junior, Gresham Wagner with a very comfortable lead out there, 2.5 seconds over Anthony Ganji Jr., David Malukas, Zach Holden, and Sheldon Mills, your top five. And they're getting shuffled pretty far back. 10 drivers on the racetrack. Becker Reardon in the number 7 trying to close in on Sheldon Mills for that top 5 position. And we've actually got a great battle out there for 4th, 5th, and 6th as we have Zach Holden in 4th. Becker Reardon goes inside and gets tangled up with Sheldon Mills, but gets around Mills now. So Becker Reardon, it looks like, has moved up to 5th spot. Down the front straightaway, it's Gresham Wagner, Anthony Ganji Jr., David Malukas, Zach Holden, Becker Reardon, your top 5, followed by Sheldon Mills, Mike McAndrews, Emily Hurlbert, Joseph Baczynski, and Nolan Rucco. 6 laps in, 4 laps to go, as we have shortened our main events due to the inclement weather we've had here today. So every main event was cut in half. These are 20 lappers. They're now 10 lappers. Gresham Wagner with a 3.6 second lead over Anthony Ganji Jr., who enjoys just about as much of a margin over third place David Malukas in the 79. Here comes Becker Reardon closing in on Zach Holden. Reardon running 5th, Holden running 4th, and he's trying to get into that 4th spot. Back in 6th, Sheldon Mills in the 15. He's trying to hold off Mike McAndrews in the number 1, who's on a charge. Seven laps complete this time by, and Becker Reardon and Zach Holden have just turned their fastest laps of the race. Becker Reardon, one of the fastest karts on the racetrack right now, a 1 minute flat .702. So he is definitely gaining on Zach Holden, the leader, a 1 minute flat .724. So Reardon was actually a little bit quicker than our leader, and he has caught Zach Holden. The question is, where will he make the pass? Headed down to turn 8, Reardon peeking to the inside. Doesn't have the move now. He's going to have to wait. Coming out of 8, pulls up beside Zach Holden, backs off, looks at a possible crossover move the inside, and Reardon spins out in turn number 9. Becker Reardon with such a good run going out there, got in a little heavy into turn 9, looped it, and lost all his positions he had gained. So tough break for Becker Reardon. He's going to get shuffled back probably to 7th or 8th spot. We'll take a look here and see. It looks like he is shuffled back from 5th to 7th. He was in the process of making the pass for 4th when he spun. Back to the lead group. It'll be white flag next time by for Gresham Wagner in the 05. And he has got a huge gap out there, almost 4 seconds separating him and Anthony Gagne Jr. Anthony Gagne Jr. running in 2nd. He has a 5-second advantage over the 79 of David Malukas. So this rain has really stretched everything out in this Yamaha Junior class. White flag is out for your leader, Gresham Wagner in the 05. Barring any mistakes, Gresham Wagner should win this one handily. Heading down the long back straightaway, having to negotiate turn number 4, which is bits and people today, but he seems to have figured out the line. Through turn 4, stays in shape pretty well. Out of 4 now through 5, 6, and 7. Things still looking good. Gresham Wagner with almost a flawless run today. Anthony Ganji Jr. in 2nd. He too had a great run. Not quite good enough to snare that lead from Gresham Wagner, but still a solid run, a real good clean run for Anthony Ganji Jr. David Malukas in 3rd. In 4th right now, safely Zach Holden. Sheldon Mills in 5th. Heading down for the checkered flag, and your winner of our main event in Yamaha Junior is going to be Gresham Wagner. Finishing in 7th, the 07 of Anthony Ganji Jr. In 3rd, it'll be the 79 of David Malukas. Finishing in 4th, it will be the number 2 of Zach Holden. Finishing in 5th, taking 3 spots on the last lap, the number 1 of Mike McAndrews. 6th position goes to Becker Reardon. He gained a couple of spots on that last lap as well. Sheldon Mills finishes 7th in the 15. Emily Hurlbert finishes 8th in the 10. The 81 Joseph Bazinski finishes 9th. And Nolan Rucco rounds out our 10 finishers in Yamaha Junior. When we come back from these messages, we will have Yamaha Senior main event.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts.
Do you want to be with the best? Get to race with an EKN Team of the Year award winner? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Kart Sport North America is headquartered at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina. And not only are they the exclusive U.S. and Mexico importer for the Aero racing karts, but they've recently been announced as the newest United States distributor for Fernando Alonso's FA Kart and OTK parts. Two of the top names in karting chassis in one location. During the 2013 racing season, Kart Sport will provide trackside support and arrive and drive programs on the SCUSA Pro Tour, the U.S. Pro Kart Series, the WK Manufacturers Cup, the Rotax Grand Nationals, and the Pan Am Challenge. The on-site Kart Sport Pro Shop at MMX is also a Rotax service center, and they are a North American specialty distributor for SKF bearings, Kart Tech products, CZ chain, Prisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, Kart Care products, and much more. For all the information you need or to shop online for all of Kart Sport's products, visit www.kartsportna.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
Our Yamaha senior class is on the track here at the Mooresville Motorplex. We're beginning to wind down our second day of racing here for the U.S. Pro Kart Series. It's EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. I'm Randy Kugler along with David Cole from eKartingNews, and we're here bringing you all the action at Mooresville Motorplex for this U.S. Pro Kart Series race. Coming down for a green flag, and we have a green flag into turn one, and it's going to be the 35 of Joel Jens leading the way. Sam Cate on the outside in the 88. Looks like he gets shuffled back to about third or fourth. Moving up to second, Patrick Olson, I believe, is in second. In third would be Kenlon Morse, and I think it's Sam Cate back in fourth spot. Billy Lewis in fourth. Sam Cate may have been shuffled all the way back to fifth. But a great start for the 35 of Joel Jens. It's Joel Jens, Patrick Olson, Kenlon Morse, Billy Lewis, and Sam Cate, your top five at the start for our Yamaha senior class. All senior divisions will run 10 laps except for the pros, and they will run a 12-lap race. Coming out of turn 11, a nice pass there by the number one of Camden Speth. Camden Speth in the number one, making a good move around Anthony Granada to take over the 8th position. Joel Jens already starting to check out on the rest of the field, as he's done so far almost the entire weekend in this class. Patrick Olson and Kenlon Morse trying to reel him back in. Billy Lewis with a good run out there. Billy had some bad luck yesterday. Tony Jump, who was running well all weekend, had some bad luck in the start of the last race, was knocked out and didn't even get to finish it. He's trying to work his way through the pack, but it is so hard to do under these conditions. Joel Jens, your leader. Patrick Olson runs second. Kenlon Morse third. Billy Lewis fourth, and Sam Cate. That is your top 5 as we complete lap number 2 in this Yamaha Senior main event. 2 laps in, 8 laps to go. Your attention in the paddock and grid area. We have found a cell phone in the bathroom. Anyone missing their cell phone, we do have a cell phone we have found up in the tower. If you could please come up and identify it, we can get it over to you. Crossing the stripe at lap number 3, Joel Jens continuing to stretch it out. Patrick Olson, Kenlon Morse, Billy Lewis, and Sam Cate. That is your top 5, but they are slowly losing ground, losing sight of Joel Jens. 1.2 second gap right now from first to second. Good battle from second on back, though. Everybody's pretty tight. But Joel Jens, clearly the class of the field once again as he stretches this lead out over the 45 of Patrick Olson. Halfway home next time by for Joel Jens, and he's not looking back. He's really got this thing sailing right now. Patrick Olson has not lost sight of him. And you know what? He might be closing in just a little bit, but it's ever so slightly if he is. He's got 5 laps to make a move. Joel Jens has been strong all weekend in the 35 in the Yamaha Senior class. Patrick Olson in the 45 runs a solid second right now. Billy Lewis, and let's give a call out to Billy Lewis. He's moved up to third, and he is having his best run of the weekend. So the 7 of Billy Lewis now up to third. Kenlon Morse in the 14 running in fourth. Sam Cate really not finding the power in this race. The 88 of Sam Cate, which has also been strong all weekend, not so strong in this one, at least not as strong. He's back in fifth. Cameron Speck in the number 469 runs in sixth, followed by Sam Watson, Adam Kreppen, Anthony Granada, and Camden Speth. It looks like Tony Jump, if he is on the track. Yeah, Tony's out there, but he's fallen all the way back to 11th. And Andrew Burton in the 19 runs 12. Those are the drivers left on the racetrack. Again, like all the classes, we've had some attrition, but Joel Jens in the 35 is the class of the field at this time. A steady 1 second gap from first to second. Joel Jens and Patrick Olson. Yamaha Senior on the racetrack for their 10-lap main event. We've got 6 laps complete, 4 laps to go. And a tough break for the 14 of Kenlon Morris, who had been running in 4th position, goes off in turn 8. Although Kenlon is back running, he is well back of the field. So not a top 5 finish today for Kenlon Morris. She drove such a great race up to this point. We've got another spinner coming out on turn number 9. The track is not getting any drier, if you know what I mean. The rain is still coming down steady with no sign of relief. Joel Jens leads the way. Patrick Olson and Billy Lewis trying to chase him down. It'll be the white flag this time by for Joel Jens. You know, I think he's trying to take it a little easy to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes, but at the same time, you don't want to get out of rhythm, and he's had a good rhythm this whole race. If he tiptoes too much, who knows? He could be in trouble. He gets through turn 1 with no problem. The gap right now, 1.4 seconds. So it appears as though he's got this figured out. Yeah, this is his final lap. Joel Jens looking awfully strong out there. Patrick Olson, Billy Lewis, Sam Cate, and now Cameron Speck moves up to the top 5. Sam Watson, Adam Kreppen, Anthony Granata, Tony Jump, and Andrew Burton, your top 10. And then it's Kenlon Morris in 11th. The white flag is out. And now looking for the checkered. Here comes Joel Jens around turn 11. He's got one more turn to maneuver. Now he just has to drive it straight. And Joel Jens picks up the win. The number 35 of Joel Jens, your winner in Yamaha Senior. 45 Patrick Olson finishes in 2nd. Billy Lewis, after trouble yesterday, has a solid run, finishing in 3rd. Sam Cate in the 88 finishes 4th. Cameron Speck moves up to 5th in the 469. We've got Sam Watson, Adam Kreppen, Anthony Granata, Tony Jump, and Andrew Burton. That is your top 10 unofficial finishing positions. Your winner in Yamaha Senior, Joel Jens. When we return after these messages, we will have the main event for Leopard Masters.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. DR carts, Fisher racing engines. They're all part of DRT Racing's growing program. At DRT Racing, we not only offer quality products and big horsepower, we can also support our drivers with full arrive and drive programs at all the major events and series. We're Trackside with our DR Kart program at the SCUSA Pro Tour and the Super Nationals, the WKA National Road Race Series and Manufacturers Cup, and now the US Pro Kart Series. We're thrilled to have multi-time champion Nick Johnson on our team to elevate our chassis tuning and driver coaching programs. And Brian Fisher is always trackside to make sure our drivers' engines are ready to rip. When you're ready to take on the best, give DRT Racing a call at 423-538-3838 or just stop by our trailer at any major racing event in the country. To check us out online, head to drt-racing.com. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR carts, Fisher racing engines, and arrive and drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
And we're back in Mooresville for our main event in Leopard Masters. We started with a lot more, but we're down to 6 drivers in this one due to attrition, due to some drivers that said, you know what, this is not my cup of tea. So our starting lineup will be Brian McCaddy in the 93 and Brian McAvoy in the 79 on the front row. Tim Schutt in the 655 and Chuck Gaffar in the 3S in row 2. And in row 3, Chad Kruger in the 8 and Scott Button in the 28. Now, Chuck Gaffar won everything yesterday, was fast qualifier yesterday. But today, he's got his hands full in the rain with Brian McAvoy and Brian McCaddy. So let's see what he's got for him as we get this one started. And it's a good start for Brian McCaddy. Chuck Gaffar slips up to third. Brian McAvoy up in second. Tim Schutt back to fourth. Gaffar looks to the high side of McAvoy to try to get around him. Heading up into turn number 5. And Chuck thinks better of it. He was going to try to make a pass to the inside. Decides not to. So he's going to have to make a move pretty soon. If he wants to try to chase down Brian McCaddy, he's going to have to get around Brian McAvoy first. Well, that was a good try by Chad Kruger, but he tried to pass inside on turn 8 under braking around Tim Schutt, but yeah, that didn't work out so good. So he went off the corner into the mud. He's back running again, but he's well off the pace. Brian McCaddy leads Brian McAvoy and Chuck Gaffar and Tim Schutt. They're kind of evenly spaced, all about 10 kart lengths apart. Then it's Scott Button and Chad Kruger, your 6 kart running order. Chuck Gaffar, who was so fast yesterday in the dry, trying to find enough speed, trying to find the opportunity to get around Brian McAvoy. But as of right now, hasn't been able to do that, and McAvoy has really hung on tough. In the meantime, the 93 of Brian McCaddy, well, he's just flat checking out on the field right now. He's got about 10 kart lengths over Brian McAvoy, and Chuck Gaffar has had difficulty getting around McAvoy. So right now, McCaddy's looking pretty good. It'll be 2 laps complete this time by in Leopard Masters. 2 laps to go. Next time by for Brian McCaddy in the 93. He has led the entire way. He's the fastest driver on the course right now, and he enjoys a 3-second lead over the 79 of Brian McAvoy. Best time so far in this race for Brian McCaddy at 58.534, and that is quicker than anyone else in the field. Brian McAvoy runs second, and then in third, another 3 seconds back, is the 3S of Chuck Gafara. Chuck Gafara's got Tim Shutt closing in on him a little bit here. He's going to have to be worried about that with just a couple laps to go. Scott Button in the 28 runs fifth, and Chad Kruger runs sixth. Chad was challenging Scott pretty hard there, but got off track coming out of turn 10 and spun it around. When he gathered it back up, he had lost a lot of ground. White flag will be coming out the next time by for Brian McCaddy in the 93. We have 2 main events left, our semi-pro and our pro, and they'll be coming up next. Barring any mistakes by Brian McCaddy, this is his race to lose right now or win, depending on how you want to look at it. But it's certainly his race. No one is going to get close, I'm sure, unless he makes a bobble. His final lap, Brian McCaddy crosses the line, enters into turn 1, looks pretty clean, heads out of turn 1, through the S-turn and up to the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's clean. Cameron Speck, please report to the tower. Cameron Speck, please report to the tower. The checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out for the 93 of Brian McCaddy. He is your winner in Leopard Masters, followed by the 79 of Brian McAvoy in second. The 3S of Chuck Gafara third. The 655 of Tim Shutt in fourth. Scott Button finishes fifth in the 28, and the number 8 of Chad Kruger rounds out your running order in the Leopard Masters class. Brian McCaddy, your winner. When we return after these messages, it'll be semi-pro main event.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a Kart Lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing. American made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex.
Our semi-pro class has taken the green, and everybody seems to be under power, I think. This is a pretty big class, but you know what? They've all done pretty well. We're down to really just 10 competitors. We had quite a few more at the time when we started this, but we've certainly had some attrition. Austin McClusker in the 06 was our pole sitter. And we're going to get a rundown on our top 10 here in just a moment. And it's the 71, the Rainmaster, Dustin Strauss, who is out in front. The number 1 of Mike McAndrews runs in second. Austin McClusker back to third in the 06. The number 12 of Matt Solarzik runs fourth. Chandler Horton in the 82 runs fifth. Then it's Braden Eves. Davey Manti, who started 10th, has worked his way up to 7th. In the 8th spot is Austin Erickson. Gresham Wagner runs 9th. Austin Cindric 10th. And Andrew Cook runs 11th. 1 lap in, 9 laps to go. And Dustin Strauss has now lost that lead to... looks like Austin McCluster. We'll double check that here in a moment. The 06 of Austin McCluster getting back around Dustin Strauss. So McClusker, that is with a K, Austin McClusker is your leader. Dustin Strauss back to second. Matt Solarzik in third, Chandler Horton fourth, and Mike McAndrews rounds out your top 5. We're 2 laps in, 8 laps to go. Our final race of the day on the grid, that is our pro class. Coming up for Austin McClusker. And boy, he's got a huge lead out there too. The 06 Austin McClusker slips by Dustin Strauss and says, see you later. Already a 2-second gap back to second. Dustin Strauss and Matt Solarzik second and third. Austin McClusker is your leader in the 06, and he is long gone. Dustin Strauss loses second spot to Matt Solarzik. Solarzik now in second. Strauss trying to get it back. Great battle out there for second place. And Strauss slips to the inside in turn 10 and makes the pass on Matt Solarzik. Headed to turn 11. Can Solarzik get him back through turn 11 and down the front straightaway? Dustin Strauss kicks it up a notch and stretches out about a 2-kart length advantage. It's Dustin Strauss just ahead of Matt Solarzik for second. In the meanwhile, Austin McClusker continues to stretch out that lead, now over 3-second advantage from first to second. Back in fourth spot, a good battle between Mike McAndrews and Davey Manti. And let me just say, Davey Manti started this race in 10th. He's worked his way up to 5th, and I have a feeling he's not done. He was one of the fastest drivers in this class all weekend, but he could never quite get the right start on the heat races. The first heat race, he went out in the pre-warm-up, in the pace lap. The second race, he went out in the first lap of competition. So Davey Manti has had to really, really work at this just to get back into the top 5. He has succeeded, but now he's trying to reel in Mike McAndrews, who's in fourth. He's got a little ways to go yet to catch McAndrews, but he's working pretty hard at it. Six laps this time by for Austin McClusker. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Matt Solarzik goes off in turn 8. Does his best to enter the racetrack in the proper place, and I must say did an admirable job of that, but he's lost all hope of second place now. Dustin Strauss checks out on third. That opens the door for Mike McAndrews, and sure enough, Davey Manti. Davey Manti 1 spot away from a top 3. When you can start in 10th and midway through the race, it was 4th place now, looking for 3rd. Davey Manti's done a pretty good job. But the guy doing the job right now is the 06 of Austin McClusker. A 6-second advantage over Dustin Strauss. Dustin Strauss, our winner yesterday. Austin McClusker in the 06. Dustin Strauss running second. Mike McAndrews third. Davey Manti fourth. Gresham Wagner fifth. Matt Solarzik runs sixth. Chandler Horton seventh. Austin Erickson eighth. Brandon Eves ninth. Austin Cindric 10th. And Andrew Cook 11th. And Davey Manti is not going to do it today. Rain has not been his friend, to say the least. Davey Manti off the infield. Boy, tough break for Davey Manti. Worked his way all the way up to 4th. Now he's back in, all the way back actually to last place, to 11th. Austin McClusker takes the white flag. 1 lap to go, his final round. And he has got over an 8-second lead. Austin McClusker, your leader. Dustin Strauss running in second. Mike McAndrews third. Gresham Wagner fourth. And Matt Solarzik fifth. The final lap for the 06 of Austin McClusker. Dustin Strauss in the 71. Good battle out there for third between Mike McAndrews and Gresham Wagner. Matt Solarzik holding on to fifth spot. The battle right now is for third. And here comes the checkered flag for the 06 of Austin McClusker. Rounding turn 11. He has to maneuver through turn 11, and he's got this one done. Headed in a straight line, both hands in the air. Your winner of our semi-pro main event, the 06 of Austin McClusker. Finishing in second will be the 71 of Dustin Strauss. Third is Mike McAndrews in the 1. Gresham Wagner finishes fourth in the 05. Finishing fifth is the 12 of Matt Solarzik. In sixth, Austin Erickson in the 02. Finishing seventh, Braden Eves in the 41. Eighth place finisher is Chandler Horton in the 82. Those are all the drivers that were able to finish this race. We started off with a few more, but didn't end with quite that many. When we return, our final main event of the day, our pro class, after these brief messages.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR Kart chassis. Kart Lift. Get a Kart Lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA Karts and OTK parts. We need to buy American. You hear that a lot these days. And when you buy American, you're supporting American families and American industry. If you believe in this, then believe in Margay. Proudly American, building quality racing karts in St. Louis, Missouri for the last 50 years. Margay's Brava program is entering its 17th year of development and production, and quality and performance are second to none. Our 2013 lineup of chassis can put any racer in the seat of a new Brava. The Brava 1.13 is the ultimate kart for tag competition, featuring fully adjustable caster and camber, Ackerman, front and rear ride heights, and removable torsion bars. The 411 offers the same quality of product for 4-cycle applications. The Brava C2 Cadet chassis and the Wildcat Kid Kart are the newest offerings, and they take quality and performance to a new level. The C2 Cadet features an adjustable pedal assembly and wheelbase that will grow with your child, while the Wildcat is the perfect way to introduce your son or daughter to the amazing world of karting. You can see the entire Margay chassis lineup at our website, www.margay.com. Margay, made in America, by Americans, for American karting, since 1964. Margay, it's your choice. This EKN live broadcast of the opening round of the United States Pro Kart Series is presented by DRT Racing. DR Karts, Fisher Racing Engines, and Arrive and Drive programs. DRT Racing can take you to the front.
We're back in Mooresville, North Carolina at the Mooresville Motorplex. It's the final event of the weekend, the pro race for the U.S. Pro Kart Series. This is EKN Trackside Live, presented by DRT Racing. Randy Kugler along with David Cole. We're bringing you all the action, and this is it, our final event of the weekend. Through a ton of rain today. It actually, I shouldn't say this because it'll probably turn into a downpour, but it appears as though the rain is lighter now than it's been in quite some time. Not that that really makes a big difference because there is water everywhere. Jacob Donald is on the pole for the pro race. Number 10. He has been the master of rain today in the pro class. Chris Wareheim has been picking his way through the field and now sits in second spot. In row 2, it doesn't get any easier. Two drivers that want to sit on top of that podium, Joel Jens and Mike Geeson. In row 3, we've got Robbie Bedoso and Kyle Kalish. These are all champions. These drivers won a piece of that top spot, and we're going green. Wareheim trying to pinch him down low. We're 4 wide into turn 1. I really don't see how that's going to work out, but somehow it did. Sort of, kind of, maybe. Then we got a spinner. We've got a spinner on the short straightaway there. Jacob Donald, I believe, is our leader in the 10. Mike Geeson runs second. Chris Wareheim runs third. It looks like it's Robbie Bedoso in fourth, and now Robbie gets passed. We'll see who that is that got around Robbie. Drivers headed up for their first lap. This will be a 12-lap race. It's Jacob Donald, Chris Wareheim, Austin Self. Let me just tell you about Austin Self. He won yesterday, but Austin has been thrashing all day trying to figure this rain out. Well, it looks like he is up to 4th spot now, and with 11 laps to go, he might have a shot. Jacob Donald is the one that really has this figured out. Now, he gets a little high coming off of 6 and 7, but that's kind of his line. He gathers it back in. Mike Geeson trying to chase him down in second. Chris Wareheim sits in third. Austin Self now in fourth. And here comes Robbie Bedoso up to close in on Self in sixth, trying to get around Bedoso. It's the 00 of Mason Chalute. Mason Chalute had been the fastest earlier today. While leading heat race number 1, he fell out. So Mason Chalute has some horsepower if he can get around and make some passes. But every lap that ticks off in this 12-lapper, Jacob Donald gets a little bit closer to winning this race. And he would love to see that one on his resume, that's for sure. Race day number 2, a winner in the U.S. Pro Kart Series. He's got a great start, but he's got to keep it clean. Around turn 6, into turn 7, Jacob Donald keeping it straight. Mike Geeson trying to find a way to close in. Can't quite do it. Chris Wareheim settled in for third. Great battle out there for fourth between Austin Self, Robbie Bedoso, and Mason Chalute. Austin Self really comes on strong going through the corners. Coming off of that corner, his low end is really, really strong. Mason Chalute peeks underneath the Robbie Bedoso. The move's not there. He backs it off. Bedoso tries to reel Austin Self back in. Austin Self has stretched it out. As Bedoso and Chalute start to race, Austin Self checks on out from them, and he's trying to run down Chris Wareheim. Your top 5 right now is Jacob Donald, Mike Geeson, Chris Wareheim, Austin Self, and Robbie Bedoso. 3 laps in the books. It'll be 4 next time by for our pro class. And Jacob Donald in the number 10 appears to have this figured out pretty well. Taking the right lines. Rarely do you see Jacob quiver. He goes through turn 9, kicks it out a little bit, almost like a dirt track slide. Around turn 10, headed downhill towards turn 11, and Jacob Donald is looking pretty good out there. The gap right now, 1.4 seconds. Let's see if Mike Geeson was able to close in on him at all. 1.3. Mike Geeson did gain 1/10 of a second on that last lap. That is not enough. He's going to have to gain more per lap because time will run out. We've got 4 laps complete. It'll be 5 next time by. Jacob Donald, Mike Geeson, Chris Wareheim, Austin Self, and Robbie Bedoso. That's your top 5. And now Mason Chalutz has worked his way around Robbie Bedoso. Bedoso gets shuffled back to 6th. Now Mason Chalutz tries to chase down Austin Self. Chalutz running in 5th. Bedoso not giving up, gets a good run off of turn 8, closes right up to the back of Chalutz, but can't make a pass there as they both try to chase down Austin Self. 5 laps in, this time by. Jacob Donald, your leader. Mike Geeson, Chris Wareheim, Austin Self, and Robbie Bedoso. And we've got a driver off. That's the 94. Derek Degnan gets into the barriers off of turn number 7. Hits him pretty hard. Tough break for Derek. He had such a good run yesterday. Jacob Donald remains your leader. Mike Geeson runs in 2nd. Chris Wareheim 3rd. Austin Self 4th. Mason Chalutz 5th. In 6th is Robbie Bedoso. Running in 7th, Jack Weprin. In 8th, Kyle Kalish. In 9th, Tommy Anderson. In 10th, T.J. Coyen. We've got 6 laps in the books. It'll be 7 next time by. We're winding down this pro race. We're over halfway, and Jacob Donald doesn't appear to be letting up. Mike Geeson tries to chip away. It's 1.1 second separation. He's a little bit faster. 1/10 of a second a lap it appears to be, but not that much faster. And with only 5 laps remaining, I seriously doubt that he's going to have enough time to close in on Jacob Donald. Donald gets through turn number 7, headed down to turn 8. I really think Donald's almost going to have to make a mistake in order for Geeson to catch up. Now, he did do that. Just as I say that, Donald got in too deep in turn 8, got wide. The right rear hung off the racetrack into the dirt. He got it sideways, and guess what? Mike Geeson closed in. It's going to be no more than about 5 kart lengths separating these top 2 as we cross the line. The separation on the track, 0.4 of a second. Mike Geeson is on the charge. We've got a wild one to finish up the weekend here at Mooresville. The U.S. Pro Kart Series Pro Race is going to end. It's going to get crazy. Mike Geeson, a national champion many times over. Jacob Donald, who's had the rain figured out today, is now going to have to hold off Mike Geeson. And I can tell you right now, it's not going to be easy. He will earn it. And I know he hears the footsteps. And don't think for 1 minute that in 3rd spot, Chris Wareheim isn't waiting. If these two can get together, Chris Wareheim's going to be out on top. It'll be 9 laps this time by. 9 laps complete this time by. And Jacob Donald has the slightest of margins. He cannot make a mistake. And he gets wide there. Here comes Mike Geeson down to the inside and makes the pass. Your new leader, Mike Geeson. Who would have thought but Mike Geeson was persistent. He did not make any mistakes, and he took the lead going into one. Jacob Donald gets shuffled back to second. Chris Wareheim now trying to close in and possibly get a second spot away from Donald. Donald can't get too aggressive because he's got to worry about Chris Wareheim behind him. Geeson cannot make any mistakes because Jacob Donald is right there. 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go this time by, and our top 3 are nose to tail. Mike Geeson, Jacob Donald, and Chris Wareheim. Good battle back there for fourth between Austin Self and Mason Chalutz and Robbie Bedoso. Here's the 2-lap sign. Here comes Mike Geeson. The gap now about 10 kart lengths, a half a second. Chris Wareheim runs in third, another half a second back. It's a pretty decent gap for Geeson if he keeps it in line, but he can't make a mistake. Jacob Donald is right there. Mike Geeson wore him out, man. Chased him down. They came off of turn 11. Jacob Donald got a little wide, and that was enough for Geeson to slip to the inside and make the pass. It'll be the white flag next time by for Mike Geeson. Can he do it? Will he pull it off? Will Mike Geeson be the winner in the rain on day number 2 of the U.S. Pro Kart Series? Is he going to be able to do it? We're going to find out in about a lap and a half. Looking back, he stretched it out pretty good, but he still doesn't have enough room to make any mistakes. Off at turn 11, he sees the white flag. He's got 1 more lap to go. Is he going to be able to do it? Mike Geeson, Jacob Donald, and Chris Wareheim bringing him home. Our final event of the day here at Mooresville for the U.S. Pro Kart Series. Headed down the backstretch, we're going to follow this top 3 group and see if anything changes. Boy, Donald got really wide. Wareheim closed in. The battle right now for second. Mike Geeson has a very good margin out there of about 10 to 12 kart lengths. They head through turn 7 down to turn 8. He's got to maneuver through turn 8 one last time for the checkered. Out of turn 8, coming up to turn 9. Donald gets a little wide, gathers it back in. Wareheim is right there. Wareheim trying to make the pass on Donald. He'll try to do it down in turn 11 if he gets close enough. For Mike Geeson, it's a matter of turning right in turn 11, heading up the front straightaway, and he'll have his win here at Mooresville. And it's going to be Mike Geeson, the number 86, your winner. Finishing in second, the 10 of Luke Donald. Chris Wareheim finishing in third. It's going to be Austin Self finishing fourth. Mason Chalutz in fifth. Robbie Bedoso sixth. Jack Weprin in seventh. Finishing in eighth is Kyle Kalish, followed by Colton Ramsey. And rounding out the top 10 and a good solid run, she struggled all day in the rain, Ashley Rejero. So once again, your top 10, Mike Geeson, Jacob Donald, Chris Wareheim, Austin Self, and Mason Chalutz. 6th through 10th, Robbie Bedoso, Jack Weprin, Kyle Kalish, Colton Ramsey, and Ashley Rejero. On back 11 through 15, Nick Rivellini, Andrew Bedoso, Phil DeLeo, Michael Geringer, and Drake Ostrom. Our winner in one of the most exciting races of the day, Jacob Donald leading from start to about lap number 9. But Mike Geeson slowly but surely picked away. And coming through turn 11, Jacob Donald got it a little wide, got it sideways, gathered it back up. Mike Geeson came off of turn 11, wide open, ready to make his move, dipped down low. It was a drag race into turn 1, under braking. Mike Geeson made the pass and came out on top. Your winner today in the pro race, the number 86 of Mike Geeson. Well, race fans, this wraps up our weekend here at Mooresville, the inaugural U.S. Pro Kart Series event. We had some great racing yesterday in the dry. We had some great racing today in the wet. But the bottom line was a rock-solid event. We appreciate all your support for being here. Our next event coming up will be the Newcastle Motorsports Park, June 7th through 9th. We ask you all to come join us for that event in Newcastle. It's a great facility up there. Bring a friend with you when you come up. This is a great series, and we'd love to have you continue to be a part of it. We want to thank all of you for being here. We want to thank the Mooresville Motorplex staff for all their hard work today in the rain all day long, just to make sure we could keep things safe for all of our drivers. We want to thank all of our sponsors, all of the partners in the U.S. Pro Kart Series. A special call to Mark Coates and his great team for making this possible. And on behalf of EKN Trackside Live, David Cole, the producer, I'm Randy Kugler. Thank you all for coming this weekend. We really appreciate you being here. We'll see you in Newcastle. Have a safe trip home, everybody.
This EKN live broadcast from Mooresville Motorplex and the U.S. Pro Kart Series opener is brought to you by Racing, importers of the race-winning DR kart chassis. Kart Lift, get a kart lift and leave your crew at home. Margay Racing, American-made since 1964. And Kart Sport North America, the newly appointed United States distributor of FA karts and OTK parts.